everybody. Welcome back to my channel. And hello, Stevie. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
This is our second video because we did the I Don't Buy It episode together, but other
is
than
that the only video we've ever done together?
Actually, I think so, which is kind of wild considering how long
I know, like I've known you since you were pretending to be bisexual.
Oh, Stevie.
You know what I mean? That's so long ago.
Okay, this is not an episode of I Don't Buy It. That kind of humor may not fly.
Are you allowed to make that thing anymore? Or is that problematic?
Like make the series?
Yeah, the I Don't Buy It. You can't have any more episodes of I Don't Buy It, can you?
Like the overarching joke was already that she's clearly a closeted gay.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Until this moment, I actually didn't either. Like how many red flags did I just blow right past?
I never even made the connection that you weren't even playing a character.
She was me all along. She was me all along.
Oh my god, I'm gonna start crying.
Anyway, this is not an episode of I Don't Buy It. This is an episode of Lesbian versus Baby Gay, where I bring on my older, wiser queer friends and they help me navigate this new world of dating, relationships, existing as a lesbian woman. Stevie Bobby, everyone, welcome.
Yay! Thanks for having me. Oh my god, I'm so excited to bestow some wisdom.
I think if anyone has it, you have it. Like you've been in the game a while.
Aww,
is that fair to say?
Thanks. Sure. What's really funny is that I've had like a similar journey to you in that I came out and then I went back in the closet as bisexual for so many years. I never said I was bisexual. I don't even remember what I said.
I didn't know that.
It was full on fear of intimacy manifesting itself in like, I'm gonna date men because dating women is way too many feelings, like way too many emotions. I can't handle it. I would just sabotage those relationships. And so I would be like, oh, well, since I can't make a relationship with a woman work, that must mean I'm not a lesbian.
You're like, this is a sexual orientation problem, not a me problem.
Right, yeah. Fear of intimacy manifests in all kinds of ways. This should probably be something I talk about in therapy, but...
Or on a whole video on your channel.
Yeah, maybe. I should just be more honest on my channel instead of like, let's play a drinking game.
I didn't know any of this about you.
Really?
No, I didn't know that. It's really interesting to me because I guess for me when I came out, when I realized I was gay, I think one of the reasons that took me so long is because I had this idea that women or folks who were gay, like you knew from jump, you knew from day one, I couldn't be gay because I didn't know. And how could you not know?
Yeah, I cannot believe we've never talked about this.
It's kind of validating, I'll say, to hear that like other queer folks, you go through periods of time where you question your queerness. You really over question your queerness. I think that speaks to a wider problem. What world have we grown up in? What experiences have we had that have taught us to first question our queerness before questioning literally anything else?
Yeah.
Like doubt the queerness before we doubt any other part of the experience. We haven't even gotten into the questions. We're diving right into the discussion. I went over on my Instagram. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, head over there and do that because that's where the magic happens. And I asked you all for questions that you would like to ask an older, wiser gay. Okay, right off the bat, an interesting one. I think I'm a lesbian, but I can't imagine myself in a relationship with a woman. What do you think?
I think it has to do with scripts. We're taught as we're a toddler or like even younger, reading books about Mr. Bear and Mrs. Bear and they get married. We're just programmed with this, a man and a woman go together. Both of the genders, one of each, you know what I mean?
Yep. The only two.
Why do they think they're a lesbian if they can't imagine themselves in a relationship with a woman? The likely answer is that you haven't seen it. So they don't have the script that they can picture themselves.
Right, because it's like we haven't been offered examples in representation. And so if you've never been in a relationship with a woman before and you don't have the representation of all the possibilities of what that could look like, it's almost unfair to expect yourself to be able to create these scenarios for for yourself. That's a really good point, because if you think about it, we see so many examples of straight relationships and what those can look like, and I guess we then can like pick and choose what speaks to us and what looks like something you'd want to try out. We don't get that same luxury with queer relationships. Maybe you can't picture it because you haven't been given the building blocks.
It's the compet stuff, right? Like we're taught this from so young that then it becomes like a part of our actual physical brain, that imagining something different is like, what? Like you need so many things. Like you need to intentionally make your brain dirty because you're brainwashed. What's the opposite of wash?
Yeah.
To do the opposite,
you need
right?
to befoul your brain. Yeah.
What are you cringing at?
I'm not cringing, I'm trying to laugh silently.
You think you're a lesbian, but you can't imagine a relationship. What do we think? I think that like try it. I don't know. Give yourself a chance to experience a few things, and then maybe you can imagine better once you have some examples.
Oh man, I used to remember saying that exact thing, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because I was such a like internalized misogyny like pick me that I was like, oh my god, women are too emotional. I could never be in a relationship with them.
Absolutely, me too.
Like what? What the f were we thinking, saying all this silly shit?
Trying to convince ourselves.
Yeah.
Like now I look back and I'm like, what, Alayna? Like I used to actively think I could never be with a woman because I don't like hair.
What? That doesn't even...
Loose hair really freaks me out. Like I really don't like it. And so I used to like think stuff to myself like, oh, I could never be in a relationship with a woman because there'd just be hair everywhere. Could never work for me.
Men don't have hair.
No, I know. Like this is what... Oh God. Okay, I don't know if I can put this in. I used to... I don't know if I can keep this in the video. I used to think to myself, I could never be in a relationship with a woman because I don't like when my hands are wet. I don't like getting my hands wet. It's like a weird sensory thing. And so I used to think, well, could never date a woman.
That's amazing. All the excuses we come up with.
Oh God. Not a problem, just by the way. Not the same thing, even a little.
Just having your hands cold and wet is so different. Like your brain was imagining like, oh yeah,
water.
Sleeping with women is exactly like this sensation, right brain? It will be disgusting, right brain?
like it's exactly like getting into the ocean and like being freezing cold and getting out and it's windy. Like
yes, lesbian sex is exactly like not having a hand towel. You're dead.
Not for me. Men, it is. There's multiple other questions in that same vein. I'm questioning if I'm bi, but I've never been with a girl, but I think I have a crush on one. Do you have any advice? So I guess maybe some general advice would be good in terms of like, if you're questioning whether or not you are queer, do you have any advice on like how to navigate that questioning time?
Oh my God. Therapy?
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know.
Blanket answer for all of this. Therapy. I know that this is easier said than done, but like try and take the pressure off of yourself to like find the right label and find the right identity, and just allow yourself to explore. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to think that something works for you and then decide that it doesn't. You're allowed to think that something doesn't work for you and then find out that it does. You're also allowed to act in ways that are outside of what you think the definition of your identity is, right? Like if you are questioning whether or not you're bi, whether or not you're gay or straight or whatever, you're allowed to have experiences outside of those labels and figure out what works for you. I think that we're naturally drawn to this idea that if I find the right label, I will then have a script and a trajectory to follow and like the way that my life can go, and now I know it. When it's like, even once you figure out that label, the label that works for you, if you want to have a label, like there is no script. Life is so chaotic and fluid, and allowing space for that and like letting go of some of this feeling, the like, oh, I gotta figure it out, like letting go of some of that can be really helpful.
I like that. That was great advice.
I'd like to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Adam and Eve. You guys have heard me talk about Adam and Eve 100 times before, and so say it with me. If you use my code FENDER, you get 50% off one single item and free shipping to Canada and the USA. You heard me right, 50% off. They're linked in my description if you want to check out any of the stuff that I'm about to talk about or anything else on their site. They've got everything. Oh. First thing I just pull out of the box, we've got some cinnamon flavored edible pasties. What?
If you do not send that in the mail to me right now, I'm gonna be so mad at you.
I need a party to wear these to. Ooh, a little nightie. Oh, did I say what Adam and Eve is? Adam and Eve is a provider of adult toys. But they also have like lingerie on there. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. Oh, that's fun. It's like a see-through kind of nightie situation.
So it's pretending to be a nightie.
It's the suggestion of a nightie. This is the Bloomgasm Wild Rose. Prepare to blossom with pleasure. I still get bashful. Suction clit stimulator. Yum.
Do you really get bashful?
There's just like certain words. Dildo used to be one of them, and now I feel great about dildo. So maybe I just need to, work on clit some more. Hi, Books. We have the Nixie waterproof 10 function vibe. It's got like a big diamond on the end. This feels powerful to me. I feel like folks who would purchase and use something like this are powerful individuals.
When you pulled that out of the bag, I immediately pictured the type of person that would own that. Like that is someone whose aesthetic is very specific.
So if that's you,
you're killing it. You're killing this.
We have the Eve's twirling rabbit vibrator.
Turn it on. Turn it on.
Okay, I will. Whoa, okay. Oh. It speaks for itself, really. And last but not least, okay, now this one I feel excited about. This comes highly reviewed. This is the Air Pulse Satisfier. People love these things. Have you seen this?
Oh, I know. I am one of those people.
Love these things. And that's everything that they sent me. I love that they have some like holiday themed things. These would make great stocking stuffers. Just saying. Like I said, use my code FENDER and you can get 50% off one single item as well as free shipping within Canada and the USA. So go, have fun, be merry, order some presents for friends, for family, for yourself. Okay, back to the questions. What's it like being with a woman?
Aww.
Oh, you took that a sweet way. I took it a sex way. God.
It was like, I don't know, I felt like the longing in the question.
I think sometimes we can kind of romanticize this idea. TikTok especially, I see this on TikTok a lot, that like sex with a woman or a relationship with a woman, it's like because this partner is a woman, it's somehow automatically this like perfect, magical, like just because you're with a woman, which is like not true. Like relationships with women, sex with women, it has all the same hurdles other types of relationships or sex has. The difference for me specifically as a gay woman is that like the feelings are very different, the magic is very different, the butterflies, the spark, like all of that is different, but that's because of my sexual orientation, not because relationships with women don't have their own hurdles.
Yeah. Like a lot of TikToks are like girls rule and boys drool. Sex with men is like they can't find the clit, and then sex with women is like 17 million orgasms.
Exactly.
And it's like, I know it's no nuance November, guys, but let's have some nuance here.
And so I just want to stay away from like completely romanticizing the idea of like being with a woman, but like at the same time, like it's magic. Like being with women is magic. I can't even begin.
I think that my
I can't
answer
even
is,
begin.
It's normal. It's normal. It's normal to be a lesbian. It's normal to be with women.
That would be the older, wiser gay answer.
The baby gay. It's literally magic. It's like I'm frolicking in a forest and there's fairies everywhere.
That is what it's like.
And I'm like, it's just sex, guys. Like, it's fine.
How does a femme ask a mask out? Traditional gender roles has me too scared to approach. Traditional gender roles.
Imagine what it must like to be a masked lesbian and feel the pressure from straight gender roles when you're not even a man applying to the situation. There's this, what is it called? Like the lesbian sheep theory? Have you heard about this?
Maybe.
This is gonna be weird. So the way that sheep mate is a female sheep stands really, really still. And that's how they let the male know that they're interested in sex. So the joke is it must really suck for lesbian sheep.
Okay, right, no.
Yeah, so the lesbian sheep theory is that no one's doing anything because we've been socialized that we're supposed to just like stand really still and like...
Right, and we're gonna be the ones that are approached.
Yeah. I think that reminding yourself that it's also difficult for them to like try to live in this gender role world, try to put that in perspective. It's hopefully will make it less scary.
Mask women probably really appreciate being approached and having some of that pressure and expectation taken off of them. I've said this before, shoot your shot. I don't think you should be afraid to approach someone, ask to buy them a drink, slip into a DM, send a cute text, right? You'd miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
You know what, guys? Alayna is so good at flirting. I just want to say she's like 100 out of 100. It's wild. Like, so good.
I do love flirting.
When I watch you flirting with someone, or even just like having banter with someone, I'm like, how the f is she? How is this flowing so perfectly? Whatever she says about flirting, you should definitely follow her advice.
Oh my God, thank you. I understand that approaching people can be scary, but once you realize that like rejection isn't a big deal at all, it's not scary anymore.
Yeah, I think that that's the definition of creepy, is doing something with an expectation.
Ah, yes.
I think that a lot of baby gays may be worried that they're gonna come off as creepy because anytime guys hit on them, they feel like they're being creepy. But the thing that makes it creepy is expectation. So if you compliment someone or you say, can I have your number? And they're like, no, then your response should always be, totally fine, see ya.
That's great advice. There's so much good advice in this already.
I feel like we're just like on FaceTime catching up, but also like making really dope content. I'm so excited. I should collab more often.
Was there any point where you realized something and knew you were gay, or was it very gradual? Just the memories floating past your eyes right now.
I think when I realized that I could be gay, I knew I was gay. Then I built up a bunch of bullshit. So it wasn't that I slowly realized it. It was that I slowly like knocked down the bullshit that I built up.
Right, which started by realizing that being gay was an option.
Yeah.
It's almost like you could say, you can be gay if you want to.
For me, I was just like, oh, I can't be gay. I don't look like Ellen. Look at me, like I'm obviously not gay.
Right.
What? This does not make any sense.
I would say I have a similar answer. First of all, I had to realize that women could be gay. I didn't know that was a thing for many years because I grew up in a very small conservative town. And then it was realizing that I could actually be gay, not just like theoretically in an abstract way I could be gay, but that I could choose to live life as an openly gay woman. Like I could choose to live a life that aligned with that, and that even though my life was on one very clear path, I could choose to walk away from that. I could choose to start fresh, you know, and that the world wouldn't end and my life wouldn't end. And I think realizing that like that was even actually a possibility was when it was like, oh shit.
I think that it being a safety issue was really something that blocked me without me really even realizing it. So once I moved to a place where it was safe to be gay, that allowed me better, because obviously I was like, I don't know actually if this is obvious. I was in survival mode a lot of my like childhood and teens and early 20s. Being able to move to LA where it's like super gay allowed me to be like, oh, it's like safer for me to not have a man here to protect me.
Should we do one more question and then film your video? Because we're also doing a video over on Stevie's channel. It'll be linked in the description. How do you know if a girl is interested in you and it's not just bestie vibes?
You ask them to their face.
Of course that's your answer. I'm like, well, we can look at body language and tone.
I would say like, so are we ever gonna or is this just...
That's the most Stevie answer. I think that's the right answer, is you just ask.
It's the most foolproof way. I mean, I'm neurodivergent, so maybe it's the most foolproof for me because I'd never be able to like feel it in the air or whatever neurotypical people do.
Whatever I was gonna say.
What if it ruins the friendship?
What if it ruins the friendship?
Like, what if the friendship gets weird after that? That's what people's worries are.
I always just like kind of make it as if it's a joke just in case they freak out, and then I'll be like, it's all good, it's just a joke.
See, and that's where I'm for the more clear communication, where it's like, if this is someone that you're just like, are we flirting, or like what's happening here, then yeah, you could just call that out and it's like not a big deal. If this is like a friendship that's meaningful to you and you're concerned about losing that, more communication, right? Like it goes back to the expectation piece. If you go into that conversation or that interaction without expectation, and then you make that clear, you just say, hey, are we flirting? I'm kind of into you, but I also really respect our friendship. And if that's not your vibe, that's all cool.
I have a video about this called I'm in love with my best friend.
Stevie has a video about this. That will also be linked in the description. When I saw this question, what it made me think of is like how to be flirty when complimenting a woman versus just like being friends. Is your tone of voice, is like the intonation of your voice at the end of the compliment. Have you heard this?
No. Why are you laughing?
This is going to be something that you totally don't do or
Yeah.
know about
Because I flirt with everyone.
Yes, right. Even just listening to you talk now, I'm like, and also probably people always think that you're flirting because your intonation always goes down at the end of every single one of your sentences. And the difference, this is one difference, one way you can intentionally flirt with a woman versus just like bestie vibes compliments. When you give someone a compliment and your intonation goes up, it feels like friend vibes, right? So if I say, I really like your shirt, the intonation's going up and it's friendly. If I say those same things, but my inflection at the end goes down, it sounds flirty. Instead of, I think you're really pretty, I say, I think you are really pretty. I think you're really pretty. I think you're really pretty.
Huh. I think that my intonation goes up when I'm feeling a little insecure or like nervous or something.
Right.
I'm not nervous when I'm flirting with girls unless they are a natural ginger. But I don't keep talking, like I can't speak, so I've never really been able to
Oh my
test
God.
if I don't know why that is.
It really does hit different.
It's not just redhead, it's like actual ginger, like the freckly skin and everything like I'm stuttering thinking about it. Did you just see me stutter? I'm like sweating. I'm like actually sweating.
You've gone red.
Really? No.
You're literally blushing.
Stop.
I think that we've answered enough questions for this video. We're now gonna go and we're gonna film a video for Stevie's channel. Like I said, that's linked in the description. You should definitely go and check that out. Thank you for being here and offering some of your wisdom to the people. We have a lot more, and I just have a feeling that your channel is going to go off the rails a little bit.
I'm excited to keep going. We still got a lot more questions to get to.
That's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to Adam and Eve again for partnering with me on this content. Use my code FENDER. Treat yourself, treat your friends, treat your family. It's the holidays. And as always, an extra thank you to my VIP patrons, my vitally important producers. You all make my world go round. I love you all very much. And I will see you over on Stevie's channel in like 2 seconds. Bye! I've got enough of these boxes by now that I feel like I've seen it all.
I basically have an Adam and Eve store in my house.
I remember the first time I ever came to your house, you had like this glass cabinet. It was just like dildos. And you were like, take whatever you want. And I was like, take whatever I want. Stevie, I've never used one of these before.